Cheers! Welcome to my channel. This is a bonus full moon for the month of May tarot oracle reading. And Cancer, you are the star of this astrological insight. If your sun sign is not Cancer, we all have a little bit of that sign in us somewhere. And if you do have your birth chart, what house is that in? That's what will tell you where this energy is most prominent for you. We're going to look at the internal forces first here. But just know that this is a timely reading. So if you're watching it at this time, it is the perfect time for you. And having said that, if you look back at what was going on in your life, if it's been some time since I posted this, that could give you further clarity to your situation now. All right, we're going to begin with the underlying energy from the bottom of the deck. That is the Emperor. So the Emperor is all about performance. This is talking about high-level performance. The Emperor actually wears his armor underneath his robe because he wants to be ready at a moment's notice if there is an opportunity or if he needs to fight for what's his, that type of energy. The Emperor rarely has to fight because he's an alpha male, and most beta males don't even attempt to, challenge him. So this energy is, if you have all the four kings from the minor arcana, he embodies the qualities of all the kings. So this, the Emperor and the Empress in the tarot represent an energy that has been through a lot of life experience and has learned a lot in life, and so they're at this peak performance. And we have the, so this is the underlying energy for the entire reading. And then we have the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is a rebel with a cause. The Knights would work for the King and the Queen. And in the old days, the only way they had of long distance communication was the Knights, delivering messages to the different kingdoms and throughout the kingdoms in person, and then waiting for the answer and delivering it back. The energy of the rebel with a cause, his element is the wand. And this is speaking of passion. It's made of wood. Wood feeds fire, and that's the element that the wands represent. He's got this big red plume on the back of his helmet, and this is representing that he can be a bit of a hothead, and probably when he was younger, way more impulsive. But he's learned how to rein that in. You can see he's controlling his horse. The horse is representing the heart energy, the passion, in matters of love. That is basically how, it's very heartfelt and passionate. And the pyramids in the background there represent someone who loves adventure and new cultures and learning about new energy for this, just even for the sake of just having the knowledge. So this is a visionary, someone that looks into the future and wants to learn constantly. And this energy also represents the fire horse energy. It's very similar. This is basically a Sagittarian energy, the centaur in the horoscope. And this also represents very closely the fire horse energy, which is what we went into on February 17th with the Chinese New Year. So reining in your emotions and not being too impulsive can be a big factor in this energy, and we're in this energy until February 6th of 2027. So it's basically it's a really awesome energy to be in because it makes you want to achieve high goals, etc. But the danger of this sign is being impulsive. Like if you've ever seen a horse grab the bit and run, it's that kind of energy. You don't want to go and getting caught up in your emotions, in particular anger, with the hothead energy there, and then regretting it later. So also this energy, sometimes people set their goals so high and they don't give themselves enough time to reasonably achieve it. And so then they're burning the candle at both ends, and it can burn you out, that energy, and you end up being not being able to cross the finish line. And so this is representing the internal forces. So you might feel very driven right now. Let's check into these internal forces. I'm going to check into the internal and external forces, and then we're going to figure out how does this moon, how can we use this energy of this full moon to better our situation. So here, this is awesome. This is how you feel about yourself, how you identify with yourself. This is the Magician. The Magician is an energetic upgrade. The Magician is basically saying you have infinite potential to the power of infinity and beyond. As above, so below. So he's pointing to the heavens and your thoughts, basically, and saying you can bring that down to earth and create a beautiful garden. You have all the tools you need. You just need to learn how to use them and which tool to use for which situation to create a beautiful garden on earth. And then we have, this is about your abundance. So this is the Ace of Cups. All the aces in the tarot represent new energy, like starting new projects, new. And so this is overflowing, this cup. The cups represent most often romantic love, but it can be love for of anyone or anything. And it can also be something you love to be or do. So if you're not interested in the love department, but we do have the soulmates here, and we have quite a few cards here that look like there's a love situation going on here. So, but as I said, it doesn't have to be that. This is a reading for more than one person. Generally, I feel that this is talking about a romantic love, and the Divine's offering you a romantic love that you can have that would be everlasting, and it's flowing and peaceful. So in harmony with what you want. If you are not looking for love, this could represent something you love to do or be, and it's the same type of energy, or possibly a business partner, someone in your family, you want to get along with that type of energy. In the third position here, we have the soulmates card. This is the Two of Cups, and this is about communication now and in early life. And I feel like this is basically saying, there's a few things this card could be saying. The Two of Cups represents like an energy of two people coming together on a soul level, and so like having a soul contract through the unconscious mind. And this is talking about being balanced. Each of these people is balanced in their masculine and feminine energy. So it's not like they need each other to balance each other out or to complete each other. It's more of an energy of they're complete within themselves. And this would enhance the relation, like them getting into a relationship would enhance their ability to move forward on their destined path. And this Hermes symbol is representing health. This is actually Virgo energy. It's Mercury, ruled by the planet Mercury, and it's talking about healing, a lot of healing energy, and on a spiritual level. So this angel lion being here represents your higher self and your higher self network. It's I call it HSN. It's like being on the internet. But the difference with HSN and say MSN is that you are when you are on the internet, you usually know you're on the internet, whereas on HSN is 24/7. And so whether you're aware of it or not, you are locked in, and you could get information at any time you want. And then we have, so the soulmates come in to empower each other. And if there's a divine gift coming in, it could represent that this is your abundance, and this is early communication, like from your childhood as well. So you could be someone that, this could be someone that you've known from childhood, but maybe haven't seen since you were little. Maybe you went to kindergarten together. It's like that kind of energy. Someone that maybe you know of, but you have never been in a relationship with. And then here in the emotional foundation, you're feeling a lot of disappointment. And so this disappointment, like we have two cards here that are generally considered more romantic love. And again, that's what this could be. So this can sometimes represent that you're disappointed in love. And this is representing this cup of love that the universe is offering you. And you're like, oh, I don't want to do love again. I've already done love and I've been disappointed. And, you know, I'm tired of being tired, that type of energy. If this isn't about romantic love, it could be about, you know, a business, like that you're disappointed in the results in that, or just disappointed in a family member, or that type of energy. If this is romantic, a romantic energy, sometimes these 3 cups can represent a couple that had a third-party energy interfere. And sometimes this can even be the gift of a baby coming through, but it would not necessarily be from this person. So that would be very disappointing. If your partner was pregnant with someone else's child, that type of energy, sometimes that happens. So this is talking about, you know, it could be that third-party energy. It could be that you've given someone, and this could be in romantic love or otherwise, 3 chances, and they're asking for a 4th chance, and you're like, no way, you know, 3 strikes, you're out. I've already given you 3 chances, and you know, you want a 4th chance. Or this could just represent you having like had 3 different situations that were very disappointing. So in matters of love, that could be, you know, 3 different relationships and none of them worked out. They always turn out the same old way. That's tired of being tired. And also, you know, if this is a project or a business, it could represent, you know, something that you've attempted to launch like 3 times already and it's failed, and the universe is saying, give it one more go. Now, this is about the position of your creativity and romance. And if you have children, sometimes it can represent, again, it's talking about disappointment, remorse, regret. We have the 3 cups spilt here, and then we have 2 standing. These 2, this is an energy, if you've ever heard the saying, crying over spilt milk. And, you know, there's no point in crying over spilt milk, because once it's in the ground, what are you going to do? You're not going to suck it out of the ground. So you just have to accept the loss. But this represents someone who feels a lot of regret or remorse. And then but in this situation, we have 2 cups of wine, and then we have a 3rd cup, and it has some other substance in it. And so this could be poisonous to the relationship. So what was in that cup? And also, this person is standing here, and they could be disappointed and stand here for the rest of their life. Sometimes people do. They become so disappointed in love that they don't want to give it another try. So they just accept the loss as if I don't deserve love at all. And the best thing this person can do is turn around, pick up these 2 cups that are standing, and appreciate them. Like pick them up and be grateful. Hey, they're standing. I still have something left here. Walk down the path over the bridge over troubled water and to your castle. Now you'll notice the castle in the background there is half standing, and it looks kind of like half dilapidated. It needs a big cleanup here. And so this can be talking about, do you see the glass as half empty, or do you see the glass as half full? Because your attitude is going to determine the outcome. And then we have in this last position, this is about your health, your daily routine and habits. And the sun is shining on this. The sun is the happiest card in the deck. So this is actually saying that, you know, the sun is representing God's energy. And this is showing, God's showing you as a child how happy you were and how you were meant to be happy. And we have these sunflowers on this wall here, and those represent that the sunflowers turn to the sun and take in the warmth of the sun, and they represent happiness. And then this young child is on this pony, and no saddle, totally bareback, fearless, no fear whatsoever, and has this heavy banner here and carrying it with ease. And this is saying that, you know, you're meant to be happy on your path in life, and this is the energy that you're meant to be in. And so this could have to do with your maybe your health, your daily, like if you've been feeling unwell, this is saying that you're starting to heal. Daily routine and habits, that your life's going to improve. You're going to have a better outcome to look at. So yeah, to sum it up, the internal forces basically, you have control over the internal forces. Basically, it's how you, are you going to react to the energy and like stay in this disappointment, or are you going to respond to it and move forward? And basically the what ifs, you can tell they're what ifs because you'll be asking, what if this happens? What if that happens? The internal forces, IF. So what if they do this and I have to do that? Or what if they don't do this and then what if I have to do this? And so that loop can keep you sort of trapped here. So this is talking about moving forward and in strength, the sun is the happiest card in the deck, so it's shining light on the situation. And it's interesting because the moon that we have is in Scorpio, and the sun is actually in Taurus right now. And so Scorpio is where the moon is at, and right directly across the horoscope wheel from Scorpio energy is the sun. Or is Taurus energy, and that's where the sun is right now. So the sun is like shining light on what's happening with the hidden illusions of the moon, so the energy that we're going through. And I'll get into that a little bit more. Let's see what the external forces are, and then we'll move forward from there. So we have the Three of Wands here. The Three of Wands is representing like having this fire and this passion for doing something new. And that has a lot to do with the astrological influences right now. We have been through a period of huge change in astrology. Sometimes the astrological influences aren't that, significant. But in the last few months, they've been very significant because we've had a situation where 6 major planets have moved into the sign of Aries in the last few months. And a lot of them are big signs that are planning to stay there for a while. Like Neptune has a 14-year cycle, and it was in Pisces before this, and it moved into Aries, and it will be there for 14 years now. And like Neptune is about our idealism, like how do we approach life? How do we approach relationships? How do we approach business? And it's about being idealistic and, forgiving and that kind of energy, a little bit more dreamy, whereas, and it's a water sign and it's the last sign in the zodiac. So it's about authority and like the senior executive of the zodiac. And then it's moved into the sign of Aries for the next 14 years now. So this is a lot of energy of new coming in because Aries energy is the infant of the zodiac. And it's all about the element of fire, and the glyph for Aries is the ram, the horns of the ram, and it's basically rammy energy. If you've ever had a newborn baby in your house, you know that, for someone so little and helpless, they rule. Like everybody's running. Oh, the baby's crying. So it's that kind of energy, and we have to. So a lot of the ways that we approach business and partnerships and just all of our relationships is that Neptune energy is no longer in Pisces. It's now in this fiery energy. So it's causing a lot of people to be in this kind of energy. And some astrologers, when I looked into this more, some were saying that this is unlikely to happen again in our lifetime. And if it happens again, like it's been 500 to 800 years since this has happened. So that all this energy has been sitting in Aries. So it's a bit fiery and it's new, and Saturn joined a couple weeks later, and that was in March. And we've had Venus in there, and we had Mercury right after the retrograde moved into the Aries energy for a while there. We just had the new moon on April 17th, and it was in Aries and had moved from Pisces, the same as Neptune. So there's been a lot of fiery new energy, and this is really influencing how people feel right now. And so this person is standing on the precipice of change, and they're looking into the distant horizon here. And there's these 3 wands are representing, this fiery, passionate energy and wanting new. Like there's this actually looks, because it's golden, it looks like this is sand or something, but it's actually water, and the sun is shining on it. shining light on this energy. And there's sailboats or ships sailing by, and this person is thinking, I'm gonna hop on one of those ships and go for an adventure. Quite often this energy can represent someone that is looking into the distant horizon, and they've gone kind of crossed through this portal here where you see two wands planted, and sometimes this can represent someone who's leaving being a couple and is now going to be single. So you may have just or be thinking about letting go of a romantic partner, and I feel like this energy is saying that either you thought this person was your soulmate and they weren't, and it was very disappointing, but God is shining the light, and there's an energetic upgrade coming, and your real soulmate is coming through to have that energy, but you need to leave this energy first. So this external force is like all those astrological influences encouraging you to be in the new energy and not sitting in this old energy. And we have Cancer, of all the signs, is the most emotional as far as like, especially in matters of love and people close to the heart. So it's, really mastering yourself to be able to, like the rebel with the cause here, the Knight of Wands, is to rein those emotions in so that you're not reacting to the energy, you're responding to it. And so that you get what you want, but you have to, and the hot-headedness basically is a very Aries energy as well. Babies come in head first, and it's around the energy. Okay, so now this is really interesting because this is an external force coming in, and this energy is talking about, if you look at this horse, and like these two knights, this is the Knight of Swords. And you notice the difference between these two. He's got a red flag instead of a plume. And we can only see half his element. So he only has half the information. Because the swords represent the element of air, your thoughts. And so this is about your mental intelligence, discipline of your mind, your thoughts. And how do we express our thoughts? Through words. And that could be either written on paper, or it could be verbalized. And so this energy is sometimes considered a fool rushing in, because he only has half the sword showing, and we can't even see the point, and we wonder whether he can or not. But he's coming in with the information that he does have, and he's clearly anxious and stressed out to get there as quickly as he can. So he's either running from something or he's running to something as quickly as possible, and he's running against the wind through barren land, and his horse is just totally stressed out. So this is exactly how not to be in the energy of the fiery horse here. This kind of energy can get you going in the wrong direction, and then it's hard to turn back. And it's talking about getting control, disciplining your mind through meditation and prayer so that you get calm before you take action. So the communication coming in can be, again, it could be from, in the old days, the only long distance communication would be this way, but this could be like a phone call, an email, a text message, that sort of energy. It does not have to be in person. I meant to put this here and this back here. But I just wanted to show you that because this energy is really powerful, and if we use it correctly, it can really enhance our life. And so for the Cancer energy, if you think about the stage of life would be like adolescent girls that are just beginning the cycle, it's ruled by the moon. So when the full moon in particular comes around, it really affects the Cancer energy because you're ruled by the moon. And this is a highly intuitive time that you, as much as you can get emotionally upset by it, you could also use it to really further your cause, like to move forward with what you want. It's very, very strong energy if you use it correctly. And so this is in your position of partnerships, commitment, and a spouse. So this kind of energy could say that when you got married, if you got married, or in this relationship when you were with this person, that it was sort of a spontaneous, impulsive relationship, and that, you know, if you know, it's ended like this, that it's time to let it go. And like, it's not from running from it, but running to what you want. That's what I feel like this is saying. And here we have reconciliation. So yeah, this energy of reconciliation, if there's reconciliation, it means that there must be something to be apologetic for. And it looks like someone had a third-party relationship here in this relationship. And this energy, so there needs to be forgiveness and for reconciliation to happen. And the energy of the Six of Cups, there's a lot of illusions in this energy. When you first look at this card, it looks like two children playing in a yard with someone watching over them, and they're playing with these potted plants. But when we look at this card further, we see, oh wow, there's a lot of illusions. Just like when there's a full moon around, there can be a lot of hidden illusions coming out. So like, this is actually a gnome, and this is a little lady. They're not children after all. And if you look at this little lady here, from the back, she looks like an old hag, but from the front, she looks young. And they're wearing a white mitt here, and the old hag is saying, like, we don't want your stupid flowers. They're not even yours to give away. Leave us alone. And she's going to walk away. But this younger version is like being nice, and she's explaining, you know, why they don't want the flowers instead of just walking away. They're not really his to give away. Like, they belong to this yard. So this energy is, you know, there's a lot of illusions in that. These are not children. The flowers, these white flowers in tarot represent innocence, but these are not innocent flowers because they come from the nightshade family, and they're datra. And datra is also referred to as devil's trumpet, and because at night it blooms, and in the morning you wake up and there's all these multiple flowers. Like, it starts with 2 and then it's 4 and the next day it's 8. It's a very beautiful plant, but it's highly toxic if it's ingested. For children and pets, it could make them really sick. So you wouldn't let children play with this plant. And sometimes shamans even use datra for their ceremonies to heal the inner child, like to create visions. So this is, on top of that, the person that is watching over them here is actually walking away down the path. It's not someone watching over them after all. So this can say sometimes there could be a lot of illusions about your childhood. And, you know, and this energy could be saying, again, it's kind of like someone that you might know from when you were younger because of the position of this card. That maybe you go home for a holiday or like a reunion, or, you know, high school reunion or something like that, and you run into this person that you haven't seen in a bazillion years, however old you are, and maybe it's talking about that. Sometimes this card can be talking about past energy. I'm assuming that this is in the past now because it looks like, you know, this is done. And this energy here, and this is also talking about walking away from the relationship. And sometimes this card can even represent physically locating to a new location, or making that shift in your, you know, in your brain, basically, that this is the direction I'm going to go as a single person and get on with my life. And so sometimes people from the past have a tendency to come in, and we have to be careful. Because we might, you know, we have to remember that people generally do show us who they are the first time around. So, you know, if they've done this in the past, you know, that's up to you. You have to use your intuition. But it's not unlikely to happen again. And here we have the star energy. So this is talking about being a star. So in case you didn't know it, Cancer, you are a star. And this is talking about you have some beautiful qualities about you to add to the universal pool, and bring that and pour. You notice she's got her right foot in the water, and she's kneeling on her left knee. Your knees in body language basically represent your ability to look after yourself, to be able to, in matters of earth, to be able to look after yourself. So it's about your prosperity, that kind of energy. And she's pouring that out onto the earth, and there's 5 streams. Those 5 streams represent the 5 streams on the pentacle star, but we don't have any pentacles at all. This is not about money. This is about love. This is about emotion. And that's not surprising because of the Cancer energy. So this is in the position of your higher learning. And this is about following your North Star. So when you're following your North Star, it means you're in your destined journey as here. And you're going to be happier doing that if you move on, basically, I feel, from this old relationship. And then, okay, so we do have the 3 of Pentacles here. Now, the 3 of Pentacles energy is saying that you're in an elevated position now. So this is talking about in your career and that type of energy. This is saying that this skill that you're a star at has elevated you to a new position. And this energy can be talking about, like, perhaps you just finished going to school and now you have the paper, and maybe you were valedictorian of your class, and you have a lot of people, say you want to be a lawyer. Now you can go out and be a lawyer, and there's a lot of firms asking you to come and work for them. It's that type of energy. Maybe it's in the entertainment industry, and you're an actor or an actress, and you're being, the directors and producers are wanting you to come and star in their blockbuster movie. And so it's an opportunity in that way. Or you're an amazing musician or singer, and you have people coming and wanting you to, sign you up and, put you out there and tour you around, that type of energy. Maybe this could represent an energy of being an artist, and you get like a chance to, in a big, say in New York, a big gallery, and you get to display your paintings and be well known in that way, or for sculpture or whatever that is. This can also represent like an energy of, it could be you are really good at a sport, and there's scouts coming around and offering scholarships for you to go to school. And then maybe later in life, now they're coming to scout the colleges to have you come join their pro team. So it's that type of energy. It's an elevated position, and it's awesome. This card is saying make sure that you don't sign any contracts or get into any agreements unless they're in alignment with your path, with what you want. The reason, there's many examples, and we're seeing this all over the news now, of people, well, we've been seeing it all along, but now it's really being featured, that people that are really at the top of the pyramid there, they have talent, they have, they're good looking, and they're miserable. And what a lot of them are going through and how their life went. And so this is talking about this energy, making sure that you're in alignment with what you're signing. This, because of the stone mason, this masonry, this person is doing this beautiful sculpture on this stone. This card quite often represents secret society energy for me. So you have to be careful who you sign up with, because, people might have different motives for signing you up than you have. And what you can be doing when you sign contracts that you don't, you need to have them looked over by a lawyer that understands these kinds of contracts to see exactly what you're getting into, because you don't want to stifle your creativity and be caught in a position where you feel like, because a lot of the secret societies, they have, well, they're secret, so they don't, you may not realize that's what you're signing up for. And the energy could be like that they, say like the lawyer situation, that they want you to work 80 hours a week, and you just started a new family and you only want to work 40 hours a week. And so you're going to have to decide which way you want that to go. And then we have this energy of the High Priestess energy. So the High Priestess energy is talking about using your intuition, and intuition is very high when the moon is out, especially when the full moon is out. So this energy, she's sitting in between these two pillars of good and evil, extremes, you know, and this energy is talking about the crescent moon. So she follows the cycles of the moon, and she's very intuitive. And so she's sitting with all this information between these two extremes, and her energy is saying, Stella, come here. Come. It's okay, kitty. Come here. So she's saying, and she's getting a lot of information coming in and doing her best to sort through it. So that's when you need to use your intuition and just feel for the right answer. Information equals energy, and a lot of times people get worked up about information, but really when you think about it, information is pretty neutral. The information doesn't care what you do with it, but what you do with information really matters. And then we have this energy of the Queen of Wands. So the Queen of Wands is talking about, she's one of the 4 queens in the Minor Arcana, and she's sitting on her throne. And this is saying, I feel like this is kind of the energy that you're supposed to be in as a grown-up, being like happy. Like you were when you were a child. Sorry, my cat is like, she's got happy feet. She's purring. So that's good. It raises the vibration to a healing energy. But when she gets in the happy zone like this and her feet get going, she goes in circles. So this energy, she loves the energy of the readings. So this is talking about, the veil between the spiritual realm and the physical, and being able to navigate that. So she's really follows what makes her happy. She's considered to be a natural beauty and like really sexy and a lot of fun to be around, because she doesn't worry. She knows she can find a creative solution if she uses her logic and her intuition. So this energy, with the full moon coming up, the moon is in Scorpio, and as I said, the Taurus energy is opposing it. And so Scorpio, Taurus energy over here is saying, it's all that is mine. Like, that's what I'm concerned about. I'm concerned about what's mine. And Scorpio is saying, all that is yours. And because Scorpio is more about sharing, basically. And Taurus is like wanting, the Taurus energy is the earth energy. It's the pentacle. And we don't see any pentacles in this reading. And so it's kind of interesting. It's because you're dominating this reading for sure, Cancer, because you're ruling the moon, or the moon's ruling over this. It's interesting energy. But the Taurus energy is very concerned with physical matter, material goods, possessions, and feeling secure in the third dimensional world. And the Scorpio energy is like destruction of form. So it's like, boom, let's blow things up and let's see what happens, and then sort it all out and see if we can put it together. And it's about shared possessions, like sharing instead of not so concerned about things staying the same. The Scorpio energy enjoys change and transformation. And this is, in this energy here of the past, we have this transition energy. So I feel it's saying like about at this full moon is a good time to let go of anything that's from the past that would be holding you back to have what you really want here. And like going back to the same old patterns that you get caught up maybe in the past, choices that you've made perhaps that you would make differently now. And this is, with the sun being in Taurus, it represents a lot of happiness and just enjoying the simple things in life. But in with the Scorpio moon, it's more talking about the complexities of life and wanting to look at that type of energy. So basically, the energy is talking about the conflict that happens between, collecting material possessions, collecting what you want, and being in a position of sharing it. The Scorpio energy is about like when that energy is at its most strongest level. It's about uniting people by sharing ideas and that type of energy. But sometimes it can represent sharing possessions that don't belong to them in this kind of energy, because the Taurus energy is saying, wait, that's mine. So you might be going through some sort of situation here. And as I said, if this is leaning heavy towards a romantic relationship with a spouse or a lover, but this energy could be talking also about business or something like that. The new energy is probably the way to go for most people these days. So I'm going to clarify this with my oracle now, and this is Tales from the Vector. I started this back in 2007, and in 2020 I finished all 64 paintings, and now what I'm doing is I'm getting ready to bring it out, but I'm working on I've made my my channel. I'm just putting the cards out as they're coming up here. I am working on bringing this out, but I need to work with the cards to be able to move into, to be able to see how they actually work. And I have a lot of written information on my website, but I don't really have a lot of playing experience. I've had them out at my seminars in the past and at psychic fairs for 4 years, but I didn't have the full deck. So before I put it out there, I want to gather information from actually using them. I will put in the description box below my website, talesfromthevector.com. I have a gallery there of all the paintings, and these numbers represent the order they're in, so you can look it up if it gives you more information. So we have here intent. So this is a karmic space, and so this is basically the whole reading is saying you might be performing at a high level. Make sure, like intention, like it can intentions can be like the road to hell is paved with good intentions, basically. So it's you can't always go, when it comes to performance, you need to look, is there, like, what are the results of what you're doing? Not so much what are the potential of the results. So sometimes people can get caught up in that and they have good intentions, but the end result does not work out the way you expect. Denial, what I don't know won't hurt me. So this is the internal forces. So I feel like maybe your intuition was saying there's something going on, and if this isn't in your love life, it could be in a business partnership or something like that. You need to take a look at, and you're just not wanting, like in denial, not looking at it, which then leads to having, like, being on a bit of a foolish journey, because your expectation is that it's going to work out the way you feel like, you know, the intentions are good, but the result isn't meeting the intentions. And expectations will always create limitations, because, like, let's say you're saying to the universe, oh, I want $100,000 by the end of this year, and the universe is going, 100? I was going to give you $1 million, but if you just want 100, well, then here you go. And it's kind of like, don't, you know, when we expect things to turn out a certain way, and we have good intentions, but if we're in denial, then the results could be very far from what we thought they were going to be. And we have the shooting star energy. So this is talking about having a wish. When you're wishing for something, it's like having an intention. You could have good intentions that it goes in a certain direction, but it's not necessarily going to happen. So this is talking about having a strong attitude and going after what you want, rather than just like you could wish upon a star, but if you just sit there and wait for it to fall in your lap, you could be, you know, sitting here under this tree disappointed for a long time. You have to, if you want to have a strong future, you need to participate in it. And so the high priestess energy is saying, yeah, like is a potential here for a soulmate energy to come in that would really be beneficial. But it's kind of like if you're standing at the buffet of life and you have your old plate with the leftovers on it. The food that you put on your plate isn't going to taste as good as if you had a clean plate. And so this Pisces energy is talking about that energy we were talking about, like Neptune moving from Pisces into the sign of Aries, and also this energy of the new moon that we just had on the 17th has an effect on the full moon, and the energy is very much moving that moon moved from Pisces into Aries as well. If you want more information about that moon, just check out this same playlist here that I did not that long ago, I did a reading for each of the signs regarding the new moon, so that might give you further clarity. And I also did back at the beginning of April, sorry. No, the beginning of March and the end of February. That's when the eclipses happen. So there's information regarding that as well. So we have the Wheel of Fortune as turning in your favor here. And so, it's going to depend on your attitude. Like, what is it that you want? Do you want to repeat the same old cycle? Do you want to, or do you want to go for the new energy? And there's a lot of, sometimes I feel like this is saying it's tempting to go for the old energy because we're more comfortable with it. And especially if there's a lot of new energy happening, it can really make us feel that way. It's kind of a weird thing. Like, even if you weren't that happy, at least you knew what was going to happen or knew what to expect. But that's the problem. So this is saying don't be tempted to go back to a cycle or something that's not beneficial, especially with this energy coming in, sitting on your transition. This is saying, like, don't go back to the past, allow the new energy in. When the Devil card comes up, it's representing temptation. And so I always cover it with the next card, because the Devil it's manipulative energy. You're not going to be able to get the truth out of it. So I cover it with the next card to see, what is it about? What minion does the Devil send in to, accomplish his goal with you and to tempt you with? And also, does God cover it? And we have the Emperor. Interesting. Now that's interesting, because this is sitting on the Devil. So this is talking about, this could be an actual person. And this is the underlying energy. So someone that's in power could be abusing their power in some way and trying to control you, but the sun is shining light on this situation. Or this could be, and so you're going to have to use your intuition here, that there's some sort of energy here, from the past, and the Emperor is going to help you sort it out, that kind of energy. So you're going to have to figure out which one that is for you. But God is here and saying, be aware of, like, this could be talking about your performance level being affected by this past energy. And if you want to be happy, you're going to have to move into the new. Let this go and move into the new. And I feel like that's what it would be saying for the vast majority here. We have, look at this, we have the Empress energy coming in on that. Wow. So this could be saying also that this Emperor energy could be the soulmate coming in. If there wasn't an Emperor involved in this old energy, then I would say that this, you're going to have to use your intuition. I'm getting it could be either or, because we've both got the two extremes here. And it's saying use your intuition. Really, really interesting. So this energy is... saying that if you stay in that same energy, you're probably not going to be elevate to this Empress energy and attract this Emperor energy. Or it could be saying that this is what's holding you back if in the past you've been with someone that you thought was this energy and they weren't. But I really feel with this promise of this new energy coming in, it's saying that if you go with the new and what God's offering you instead of what the Devil's offering you, That could be the Emperor, and it will elevate you to an Empress energy, but you have to let go of the old. Really, really interesting. And quite often, yeah, this is talking about transition here. So this is like, if this old energy comes racing towards you because they know, they're hearing maybe rumors in the rumor mill. I heard it through the grapevine that my old partner here that I cheated on is now hanging out with an Emperor and is about to move forward in this. I have to hurry up and see if she'll take me back, or he'll take me back before I get to that energy. Before they get there. And this is talking about the Hermit. So in the transition, it's saying if you're having trouble making that decision, stop and do what the Hermit does. Go inward, go climb the mountain, isolate yourself, meditate, and pray and ask for guidance from God, and you'll make the right decision. I feel the right decision is obvious. It's about move forward into the new energy. If the Emperor and if this Emperor and Empress, like, look at, we have it twice here. So God is saying, I feel this definitely. For some of you, it could be, I'd say, like, this energy is more saying for sure that God has sent the Emperor in to empower you, and that energy is going to be what propels you into this new energy and getting out of the old. But you're going to have to use your intuition. So this is, don't make rash decisions right now, because this full moon energy, and it's sitting right on this Scorpio energy right here of the full moon. This full moon energy is really encouraging people to make like declarations of how they feel. And you want to be really careful how you do that, because if this person's coming in to say, well, I really love you, and all those 3 times that I cheated on you, I'm never going to do it again. And in the meantime, you have someone who's high level performance that God is sending to you as promised here, and it's your soulmate. And you have that, you turn that down to go down the same old path. You're going to not have the journey that you want to. And this, I feel, is talking about the star energy, like going with the new. You're supposed to shine, make sure you shine, that type of energy. And this can be also about someone like this jealousy energy, of wanting to hold you back. And it's just it's less about love and more about control, basically. And then we have a tower. So definitely you may have just gone through a tower, you're about to go through a tower. The tower is a reality check where, like this energy here, I feel was that tower. But do you want to go through a second one, or do you want to move forward? That's the energy I feel that it's saying. So again, the information that comes to you, make sure you use it wisely. It's here, and it's basically saying if there's this energy here, if this person comes back in, you want to be really look at the reality of the situation. This is the High Priestess here again, that this new energy, this Emperor energy could be your soulmate, and could really elevate you into this Empress energy if you accept it. And if you go back to the old energy, you could really end up just repeating the same old cycle and being disappointed. And it's like with a trauma queen. So this could be male or female. All of the characters in tarot are archetypes that could be, they're not gender specific, they're about masculine and feminine energy. So life's a slice, hold the drama. Yeah. Oh, and look at the bottom. It just so happens the bottom of the deck, we have the star. I'd say go after your shiny path. That's up to you. You're going to have to make your own judgments here. But I feel like that's the energy, whether that be in your love life or if that's about, your career or something to do with that. I do hope you've enjoyed this reading. Give it a like and comment if you have. And I really would appreciate it. It helps me build my channel. And also consider subscribing if you resonate with the energy. And I will be back with another reading for you soon. Bye for now, Cancer. Sorry, Stella. I have to wake you up. Oh.